Yo, what's going on? Terrell, Hall of Fame, D-Line, TBKC, and all that other good shh. Check it out. This is one of those requested videos, and I've been ducking some videos. You know, y'all gave me so much bullshit about Carolina bully farms when I just kept it 100 that I really got tired of arguing these facts. But this is the facts. You know, people was like, what's going on with the ABKC? What's going on with Dave Wilson? I'm not going to go into all the old beef. I'm just going to tell you, this is flat out, plain and simple. We don't have to mix words. We don't have to act as if it's something different than what it is. This is a true statement. It's a sellout registry. You know, you can have all the big trophies you want. You can have all of the... you can have all of the lies and the BS, and you can say whatever you want to say, but at the end of the day, have you upheld the integrity of the breed? Amongst the things that have went on over there, and I'm just being realistic, and and I don't give two fucks. Even more recently, you had the judge, Jay Machiavelli. All of a sudden now he's showing dogs, but he's linked up with their international handler that seems to win every show that she handles a dog in, regardless of the condition of the dog. But he's been outed as an individual who was accepting bribes for show wins. Not only did one person out him, but another person confirmed it, and this is something that has been going on where several people have talked about that for years, and it makes sense. It would also make sense to the fact of, you have, people was like, well, how do certain people always win the same shows? It don't matter who. Yeah, exactly, because y'all been over there paying for show wins. We know this to be fact. It's a clown show over there. Like I said, we was going to keep this 100. The last show I went to, I looked at the champ class where 75% of the champ class had high rears. I seen a dog in there with a kink that was so obvious that you could see it from 2 miles away, where the dog's tail was turning, but yet still that dog is a champion or grand champion or some bullshit. We went into the situation with Mr. Beans, where Mr. Beans was getting cloths put over him, where we seen at times where he had to be iced down, where it was obvious that the dog was on steroids because his nuts was the size of some damn black eyed peas, but yet and still the registry wouldn't, not only would they not step in, but as outraged as the community was to see this dog winning, who obviously had way more flaws than 2 or 3 flaws, and not to mention at times would just hunker down and not want to walk, but that's because of sustenance poisoning. We'll talk about that later on. But you continuously allow this bullshit in your ring. The reason why it's allowed in the ring is the same reason as to why a dog like Rocco would fly from the United States all the way to Europe and basically win the Nationals championship with a kink tail and a high rear. Interesting as fuck, ain't it? The reason why, so we all stupid as hell that a person who don't even travel with their dog all crazy like that too much, hadn't even really been to the West Coast, all of a sudden jumps on a jet and flies all the way across the seas and spends all this money to take his dog to the European Nationals when he didn't even win at the American Nationals, and all of a sudden he's a winner of the European Nationals with his kink tail and his high rear. This is how you sell out a breed. You would never see this at any respectable registry. It's not about the person, it's about the dogs. What kind of registry would tell you that you can have grand champion dogs with bad bites, grand champion dogs with bad feet, grand champion dogs with high rears, grand champion dogs with their cowhawk, a broke ass tail? Literally. But these are your grand champions. Not only your grand champions, but your nationals champion. The best fucking dog in Europe had a kink tail, a high rear, and a Kurz temperament. And he flew thousands of miles to get there. Y'all telling me that shit wasn't set up? This is why the shows are getting smaller. Period. It ain't no other thing. When the owner of the registry is trouncing around with a character who sits there and say he don't care about dogs and is mixed up in all kind of bullshit, from people outing him that he was using French bulldogs and other dogs in there, where other individuals, and this is coming out, trust me, I'm not lying to y'all, this shit's coming out, where the $500,000 dog that's bragged about so much can't even match DNA to most of his supposed kids. Got another video about that, but we'll get into that later. And then the registry denies people who want to do DNA testing, and then lied. and then lied. And this is a fact. It's a fact. And the reason why I say that is a fact, you know, ABKC, Dave Wilson, it's fact. If y'all want to send another lawsuit my way, have me served with more paperwork like y'all did to try to stop the TBKC, let's be factual. I know for a fact, and I can prove it, that somebody sent in a DNA test challenge on a certain individual's dog, and y'all said that that dog's DNA matched. When the independent lab got the same samples and said it's no way possible. Y'all crooked as fuck. When your judges are getting caught up in different schemes, and it's obvious to the naked eye that certain dogs don't have any kind of business winning, and they continue to win. But you ain't putting your foot down on nothing. It's no way possible. It's called standards, man. You know, we know why all the muscle tone dogs was winning. Shit, you pushing a muscle tone dog that couldn't breathe when he was on film. You even got your kid up here doing videos about marketing and how to sell a dog instead of how to properly make a dog. You sold the fucking breed out, and it's just that simple. I can go through all of these so-called overhyped dogs, and if you break them down, they don't deserve to be champions. If a registry has any integrity, pull the fucking ribbons. This is why the breed is so screwed up. It's all politics. It's all money. We brag about flying to China. We brag about flying to South America. We brag about flying to Europe. Yeah, I've been flying too. But at the same time, if you ask people in Colombia, Mexico, or Jamaica, any of the other places that I've been to, when I stepped in that ring, the dog that won, I can post every single dog that is won under me. You will not find high rears, cow hawk, beat up dogs at all. You're going to find good top lines, a dog that can breathe, a dog that can move, a dog that's a specimen. And I don't do that for me. I do that for the breed, because if you're going to pick champions and the dogs who are supposed to lead this breed without corruption and bullshit, you pick the right dog. You cannot pay me for a best in show title. You can't even pay me for a best in class title. Either your dog got it or he don't. Ask the people who've seen me judge. I've literally dismissed more dogs in a few shows than your judges have dismissed in the whole entire existence of the registry. In the whole entire existence of the registry. This is why judges are leaving the registry mad, because y'all trying to rig shows. Yes, I said that. Yes, several judges have talked about the fact that you try to rig shows and certain dogs are supposed to win. Hell, if we go all the way back, it ain't nothing new. The show that I basically paid for in Virginia, when Paco was supposed to win, and Hef actually looked better than Paco on that day and performed better than Paco, but it was staged from the beginning. But, you know, I guess it's been a farce from the beginning. I thought that was just something where, okay, we want to push a certain dog to help the breed, but at the end of the day, it's the same thing. All of this is not accident. If y'all want to play silly and if y'all want to play stupid, and I'm not insulting the people who ask the questions, but it's obvious what's wrong over there. It's no integrity for the dogs. They fly the integrity flag and say people are talking negatively, but people ain't talking negatively. People are talking about the negative situation that y'all have created. The dogs is fucked up. Dogs can't breathe. If a dog can't breathe inside the show ring, get his ass out of there. Yeah, and I'm talking to you, Dave Wilson. Be accountable. Explain how a dog with a kink tail and a high rear that don't want to show is a grand champion and a nationals champion in your registry. That's a fucking cur. He shouldn't even be in there. He shouldn't even be in there. Explain to me how your skinny jean wearing buddy can jump from outside the ring, come in the ring, and drag a dog around the ring. Literally drag a dog around the ring. It's video of this shit. Literally drag a dog around the ring. The dog laid down. This man came in there with dragging, tugging the dog. First of all, if you got a handler, it's totally illegal. You ain't even supposed to be able to talk to your handler. The handler is in there by himself with the dog. But you allow Skinny Jeans man to jump in the ring, drag this dog around the ring, and then guess what? Oh yeah. He gets to win over people who came in there with better dogs and better performance. You violated every rule, but you have nothing to say about that. But if somebody says something about it, they being negative. Y'all wanted me to talk about this clown shit. It's right in front of your face. The people who deal with these guys, the people who can make money and sell dogs for high prices, dogs will win irregardless. It's not about the quality of an animal. This is why it's a shit show. You see people in there with basically exotics when this hypocritical motherfucker sits there and talks about exotics, but they kicking it all over the show, and this exotics in the show. Just kicking it. Just kicking it. And I ain't talking about in the building. It's been the dogs that are flat out, plain and simple, exotics inside the show ring. It's video of this shit. It shows it. The breed will never get better until the integrity of a registry comes in and says, you have to bring me a fine animal for this dog to not only win, but compete. As long as we keep on letting treasure troll ass dogs buy championships for $1,500, the breed will continue to be what it is. Period. Has popularity grown? Absolutely, popularity has grown. But at what cost? There are many things in this world that are popular that aren't good for us. Sugar. There's many things in this world that are put out there to be something great that aren't great. The things that I'm talking about, whether you like me, whether you hate me, whether you say he's a big mouth, or whatever other way that these idiots try to slander me, if we stay on the topic, should a show dog have great conformation? Should a show dog have great health? Should a show dog have great temperament? Should a show dog have an accurate DNA profile? When you ask yourself these 4 questions, I don't think anybody in their right mind would answer no to any of those questions. This is a show dog. This is what a show dog is supposed to be. Has this registry, has this individual who was so quick to sell out all of his friends who stood for something and align himself with people who stood for nothing else than greed? Have they followed that format? Have they followed those rules? Have they pushed this breed to where it needs to be? I don't think we can say yes. Is Dave Wilson a great dog man? Possibly. Definitely made some badass dogs. But is Dave Wilson a great leader for a breed? Absolutely not. We've seen this over the last few years. Popularity does not mean success. The quality of the dogs is terrible. You have dogs dying at shows. Now I would say, like I say, at least 2/3 of all these dogs have high rears and weak rear ends, which Dave acknowledged himself. We've lowered our integrity to the point that a dog with a broke tail can be a national champion. We have dogs that are being pulled around the ring that are showing none of the qualities that these dogs are supposed to have as far as confidence and drive, and they're champions. We have dogs that, have no business being in the ring as far as their conformation go, and they're champions. We have obvious issues with dogs like the Miyagi blood, which once upon a time Dave Wilson, representative and owner of the ABKC, said it was obvious. We know that this is not what it's supposed to be, and his owner is getting caught shipping the wrong semen and this, that, and the other, which also happened with Dave's best friend and the guy he's pushing the dog off of. But accidents happen. It happened to me before, but I don't think this is an accident. But but anyway, you totally just destroy a dog like Miyagi, and you totally destroy a dog like Bullseye publicly. And this was shit that Dave said out of his own mouth. But then later, because of the money, a dog like Miyagi has 3,000 plus offspring. His grandkids is probably into the 20,000s. His great grandkids is probably into the 60,000. I mean, the Miyagi put it down, and y'all know how they breed them. They breed them, boom, 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 boom. These dogs are up there, So let's do economics. When you charging $25 a head, just the Miyagi offspring, you're looking at 75 grand. You go to his, you go to his kids, and you talking about 400, damn near $500,000 his grandkids, you'd be losing out if you don't allow them into your registry. So now you change the script, not for the integrity of the breed, when we all know that the whole situation with Miyagi is garbage and it's a bunch of lies and the pedigrees aren't correct, and some of those are French bulldogs and miniature bulldogs, and hell, we on the 8th Miyagi. But you called it an integrity move, Dave Wilson, ABKC, to allow his blood in for what? Bullseye was the first one that you banned. Bullseye is obviously a damn bulldog with his ears cropped, and you said this, and you came and made a hard stance on it. But years later, when Bullseye's popularity kept growing and he kept on being in more and more of the pedigrees, then you start calling it evolution and found a reason to get that money. Let's just be realistic. This shit is very simplistic. I'm just speaking from the heart, and I'm telling y'all what I see on a daily basis. You pushing that shit that Bashar got when many people know that that's bullshit. The man can't pass a DNA test for shit, and all the dogs is on steroids. We pointed that out. It's obvious. Dave, you used to shoot your dogs up too, so you know the results. Let's not go into that too far. You know what I mean? Let's not go into that too far. The whole thing of it is I really get to talking, and it'd be some bullshit. You know what I mean? But we're going to stick to this part of the registry thing. The registry ain't shit because you ain't shit, Dave. The registry ain't shit because your judges ain't shit. Y'all picked exotic dogs and got mad at me when I just said, hey, what the fuck? This ain't even supposed to be in the ring, but y'all got mad at me. Then it can't become a slander campaign. Every time somebody speak the truth, it's a slander campaign. If this is what you want, I name those things, but if this is what you want, would you say, I want my registry to have grand champions with high rears and kink tails and bad feet, and we have to have motherfuckers with skinny jeans drag them around the ring? Is this what we going for in our breed? The breed is fucked up because you're fucked up. You ain't never been man enough to stand up for this breed and really say, let's do the right thing. These dogs will never be accepted into the AKC because this is not an AKC quality dog. This is not a damn PETA quality dog. The dogs that we're seeing now are a terrible example of breeding. It's a terrible example of having ethics as a breeder. You continuously allow unhealthy type dogs to be pushed. You allow dogs that you know is something wrong with the pedigrees to be pushed. And all of these years you have never made a move to have mandatory DNA testing. And the reason that you never made a move to have mandatory DNA testing is because you would lose hundreds of thousands of dollars on the dogs that you would have to reject from failed tests. That's why the breed is a piece of shit. The breed is not a piece of shit because the dogs are a piece of shit. We started off with good quality dogs that could have been something. The reason that these dogs aren't shit is because you aren't shit and you can't follow the rules. You have done nothing but open the door, and a lot of times went hand in hand with the people to destroy this breed. So when you pat yourself on the back, Dave Wilson and the ABKC, for all the great things you did, look at your product and tell me this is what you've done. You didn't make a better dog. You made shit worse on your watch. Your buddies and the people that you associated with, hand in hand, y'all made this shit worse. None of the dogs that y'all can talk about. I don't want to hurt feelings, but all these fucking dogs that y'all talk about, most of the dogs is garbage. That's why you can't take a side shot. All the dogs that y'all pumped up, they can't take a side shot because their rears is fucked up, but they grand champions. I'm not going to start naming names because I don't need the people to get in their feelings. But you know what I'm talking about. If you got a grand champion dog, show video of that dog gating. Not the old move where you teach the dog to crouch down and make him look like... No. Show video of that dog moving from the side and y'all see what I'm talking about. I put the challenge out there. Those dogs over there is trash. Most of the judges that they have are trash because they don't have the ethics. When they get caught up and they put a bullshit dog up there that they probably got a couple dollars for putting up there, then it's like, if you have a problem with my judging, hit me up. No, nobody got to hit you up. You did the shit in the public. Let's talk about it in the public. Bottom line, you picked a fucked up dog. Don't change the narrative and start trying to attack people and play tough guy or tough woman or do all these other things. And man, the dogs is fucked up. It's just that simple. If you get caught and people is putting you on blast for wanting money for certain for picks on dogs, don't try to change it to a narrative to make yourself look foolish, J-Mac, where you talk about Denzel was a fun show dog. It's amazing, and I don't give two shits about it, but you talking about he's a fun show dog, J-Mac, and this is what the type of dumb shit they do. The dog has produced more champions than any of that bullshit over there that you got, and on top of it, he's an ABKC champion and an ABKC Nationals champion, which means absolutely nothing now because you can win the shit with broke tails and the broke ass backs and all that shit. You got the broke back mountain champion over there. I don't even think that title means shit anymore. You come around my house, I got UBKC trophies, TBKC trophies, BBCR trophies. I threw all that ABKC shit away because it means nothing. It means nothing. If you can buy a title, it's not the title. Fuck it, I want to be heavyweight champion of the world. How much will it cost me? That's not the way it works. You got to go in there and put in that work and risk getting your motherfucking jaw broke. You can bring anything here if you got if you got a couple dollars. This is what's wrong with this registry. This is what's wrong with this community. We point the finger all the time at exotics. And yes, I have the fuck exotic shirts for sale still. New batch. But it's not the exotics that caused the problem. The American bully community caused the problem. The ABKC caused the problem. Because when this shit should have been being reeled in, and there should have been a lot of sanctions and a lot of people getting paperwork stripped and this and that and the other, they just kept accepting money. They just kept accepting money. One breeder banned in the whole existence. All these fucked up breeders, but y'all brand one because they didn't play ball. They wasn't giving y'all the money. They was taking away and they didn't care about that shit. That's why Carolina Bully Farms got banned, to be truthful, you know. But I'm out on this one, man. I got off in my thoughts, man. It's sad. That's all I can tell y'all. It's sad, but we're gonna try to do better than what they do, man. One thing for sure, we might not be the biggest registry in the world. I might not be the biggest person in the world, but the dogs will always be healthy and they will always have good conformation and you'll always have a fair chance to win and everything will be DNA tested. This is the only way that we can go about making this breed acceptable worldwide and respectable worldwide. Much love to all the real dog men and dog women who's seriously about keeping it real and not on no bullshit. I don't give a fuck what y'all say about a person personally, but this dog thing is simple. You do it the right way, you look for the flaws, you eliminate the flaws, and let's make better dogs. Much love. Peace.